Number 6. We're almost there, I promise. Master the use of a variety of tools and know when and how to apply them to get the best results. One of the things I learned doing different projects is there are different grits of sandpaper, right? If you're doing a fine finishing work, you're going to need a finer grit of sandpaper versus if you're taking paint off of something, you're going to need a coarser grit. People are like that, aren't they? Maybe you know somebody in your life that's just highly sensitive, and you're like, that's ridiculous. Like, I know I hit a squirrel, but you shouldn't be sobbing right now. like maybe you have somebody in your life that they're just more sensitive, and they need you to approach them with a fine grit sandpaper, and you're just like a jackhammer in their life. Loving people and having a servant-based leadership means you adapt to people where they are instead of asking them to adapt to where you are. Just like what Kiri said in her testimony, right? Instead of you asking them to come and to change and to do all these different things to fit your needs, no, it's saying, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to change my approach for you. Some people need direction. Some people need encouragement. Some people need both. Again, it's studying those raw materials, studying people and seeing what they need. This is so counterculture to what we're hearing today. Because the messaging today is, it's all about me. If I feel uncomfortable, it's all about me. But do you know that Paul actually taught us this? This is so cool. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, Paul said, though I am free and I belong to no one, I have made myself a slave to everyone, to win as many as possible. You know what's so amazing about this? This is exactly what Jesus said, isn't it? Jesus said, if you want to serve people, I didn't come to be served, but to serve. You have to make yourself a slave. And then Paul is saying, that's what I'm doing. And here's how I'm doing it. To the Jews, I became like a Jew to win the Jews. To those under the law, I became like one under the law, even though I'm not under the law, so as to win those under the law. To those not having the law, I became like one not having the law. Verse 22, to the weak, I became weak to win the weak. I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some. How many of you have ever said or thought to yourself, can't be everything to everybody? And we say that to let ourselves off the hook, don't we? And I'm not saying we get it right every time, and we're saying we're not going to be perfect at it, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any boundaries in your life. But servant leadership is saying, what do you need? And how can I help? How can I meet a need in your life? How can I put you first? How can I serve you? Number 7, be willing to be lifelong learners and lifelong teachers. You are never done learning, and